Hello everybody, I'm Ryder Dunn and this is my presentation, Built by Humanity, Caterpillar. I am feeling a little under the weather, but on that note, I have some great news. Our campaign has been approved, which means it's time to start off this creative media journey that we are about to unleash onto this new community. Our mission, transform Caterpillar into a human-centered storytelling brand. Now, I know some of you are already probably familiar with some of the topics in this, but I figured it's important to go over for this brief. Alright, so this is the challenge. The challenge is the fact that Caterpillar is trusted. That's great. But it's not emotionally relevant to our younger audiences. Cat has been rebuilding the world as we've known it for 100 years now. But we're not really adapting to this newer generation or audience that is going to be coming into the workforce. So we need a strategy to make Cat a brand people feel emotionally and become attached to, and not just a recognizable brand, because everyone knows we're authentic and consistent. But how do we tie that emotion to it? So, here's our opportunity. We have a chance to shift this new generation and give them a new perspective that we've always wanted that our competitors might not be doing yet. It'll go from machines to people, from strength to purpose, and from product stories to human stories. Our creative approach in media that we release can reform the way they see us. So, here is kind of our target demographics for the most part. Our primary audience are going to be next-gen builders, right? So people that we already work with. You know, these people day-to-day, construction workers, apprentices, people that are being trained to be these workers, young engineers, people that we can recruit to work for us. Operators, same thing. And trade school students, kids not in the workforce yet, but looking to get there. If they become familiar with our brand now and make that emotional connection and tie, then when they go into the workforce, they'll already have this great idea and perception of our brand. Here's what they want, right? Just like from speaking from a lot of research and time here where I went to college at Washington State University, I've learned that my generations want things that are authentic, that are purpose-driven. They're not just showing an ad in our face because we want it. There's a reason behind it. There's people with real stories and real impacts. We're not just building here, it's the why we're building it and how we're improving the world, the stories, and the people around us. So, here's our message. Caterpillar powers human potential. Everything we create in this media needs to be built around this statement. Caterpillar powers human potential. So this is the tone that I kind of figured we'd go for. These are some things people might think of when they see our brand. We're authentic. We're a human-made brand. We're more than just the machines, equipment, statistics, and the foundation that's been laid down forever. It's who laid down that foundation and who we are as people. We're human. We're gritty. We like to get things done. We're inspiring. We're showing motivational stories of how we're improving the community around us. We're real. We're not just corporate. And we're not just polished. Now, here's what we're creating. I kind of put it as these like 3 content pillars that you maybe heard me mention before. First, we're going to have this flagship series, Built by Humanity. It'll be these emotional stories of how the things we do impact real people, real customers, and maybe not even the people paying for it, but how it affects the community that we're building for it. Next, these will be more targeted towards those engineers or future workers for us. We'll have cool utility shorts that, tips and tricks from some of our, top tier operators who probably most likely friendly on camera, that want to help out this new generation, and hopefully they remember these tips and they'll eventually think of Cat when going through their application process. Now, this is kind of similar to the first one. We're going to focus it all around these community stories, right? So it'll be like people it'll be like several different interviews of people within our company, within the workers we're talking to, and just showing how together our company brings one another in a community as one. Now, here's the inspiration. Like one I kind of had off the top of my head was like, a young apprentice helping rebuild their town. someone new and upcoming in our company that we could find across all of our different branches that seems to be leaving a lasting impact on the people and the community around her. We can also show a selection of individuals so they have someone to relate to. We'll make sure we get families in there, including the whole tree. And then also, unfortunately in this world, global warming and things like that, there's a lot of disasters. CAT very often voluntarily gives equipment for free to people working in fields to prevent these hazards. So let's get stories on that. Let's show how we help people. And then we'll have engineers solving problems that matter. So there's a problem, we'll kind of do like a docu-series walking that person through it. And again, these are all ideas within those 3 pillars that I think could establish a great connection with our target demographic and our perception within them. So here's the things we'll need. We'll need real people. We're not using actors. That defeats the whole purpose of this. And if we did use real actors and we were caught, we'd do quite the opposite of this whole campaign. We'll use our real equipment. We'll need real job sites. And basically everything just needs to be authentic. We're not faking anything. These are raw reactions and answers to the questions that we prompt. We'll have a documentary-esque footage taken so it feels authentic. And, let's make sure that this gets all the way back up to the S&P. And this all fits the owned, paid, and earned media channels that we're trying to dive into. So here's kind of like what I feel like success looks like for us at the end of this next year, going into 2026. We'll have high emotional engagement within our content, people in comments or emails to us saying, that motivated me, I loved it, I'm inspired. We want to make sure people are actually watching these longer videos. We have shorter platform things that we can shape around these different pillars, but we got to make sure that the retention is strong and they're not just seeing the name CAT and skipping over all the emotional gold we're trying to provide them. We want to make sure people are sharing these stories, not necessarily because CAT's in it, but because there's an emotional drive and it's, oh my God, look at this, these people helping this community. Oh, we see CAT in the background being a part of it. We're going to make sure that there's a positive theme and goal around all of these. Obviously, we don't want to put a negative perception in our audience's head. And then we're going to make sure that some of the content, especially the tips and tricks ones with the operators, start a little spark in some of these newer generations that they can become operators and they make pretty good money at that. And that, again, biggest theme I can take away is that it's authentic. So this is a celebration of what's about to come. I'm so excited to start this journey. Thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity. Let's win 2026 together.